Yeah.
Woo!
Woo! All right. Awesome. Great lead-in music, Ryan. Thank you. Welcome to Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. My name is Tom. I am a fantasy sports addict.
Hi, Tom. My name is Ryan, and I'm a fantasy sports addict.
Okay. Whoa. Yeah, we got a little chaos. I think hopefully we don't have too much chaos tonight with this live stream. You know.
But we're here. We're live.
We're live.
Everything's going good.
I busted out of the state mental hospital today for this. Woo!
Just real quickly, since we didn't do a podcast, we still got to give our buddy Train Sonic a shout out who left us an iTunes review.
Thank you, Sonic. If you are inclined to leave a review for us on iTunes, we always give shout outs. We call it brought to you by, right? So who's excited? We got All-Star Game starting up here. We got Chris Sale warming up, right? Like, I'm ready to rock.
Chris Sale's here, dude.
Woo! There it is. Ready to rock.
First pitch right here. Woo!
It's going to be good.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. So we're joined tonight on the chat currently by our good friends Andrew from Fantasy Aid and James, of course, James of Harry Carey and Angry Cubs fan, podcast
Riz
fan.
on my pants or Riz on my podcast.
Right. Bake Jordan's here with us tonight. How's it going, Bake Jordan?
Woo!
And, of course, J Money Smooth, executive producer, J Money Smooth. Woo! All right, let's talk about something here real quick related to this All-Star Game. I would like to see, personally, that, if this game counts, the stats count. Like, it wouldn't it be nice if we had fantasy stats counting towards this right now?
Right, but actually real-life stats, because, again, this game counts. This is an important game, like home field advantage.
Ryan! Woo! There's
back, it's gone! Woo! The long ball for Chris Bryant.
Yep. Next Babe Ruth.
Fireworks are going off. Silver bullet right on out of here.
Yep. Well, that's, right on time. Look at this. There it is. Whoop. He's going to get it.
Speaking of Cubs,
there's too many Cubs.
You and Harry Carey still got to do the All Cubs.
We're going to do the All Cubs. Yeah, we're going to get serious and talk about the Chicago Cubs. The 2016 Chicago Cubs, as we all know, is a very compelling storyline. It's very exciting. And, of course, hey, who doesn't want to talk about the Cubs? Cardinals fans, maybe? But even then, Cardinals fans. I was going to say Cardinals fans and Pirates fans, but they're still talking about the Cubs because all they're talking about is, the Cubs. So they're still talking about the Cubs. So everybody is talking about the Cubs. And for reasons like we just saw.
Some of these Cardinals or Pirates fans have some Cubs players on their fantasy teams. I mean, I'm sorry if you don't have any Cubs players because you're too much of a homer, then I'm sorry.
I think, honestly, like, the thing for me is there are very few years where you can own so many players from one team and have them all be fantasy relevant. And this is one of those years. We're talking about the Chicago Piano draft strategy. It's not perfect, but I'm in second place in that league. So I got a lot of Chicago players. Have no problem with that. Paid for the big ones. Now, okay, so Sale, I wonder how many innings do you think Sale's pitching? I don't, as an owner, want to see him pitch more than one.
Yeah, usually they'll go just 1 or 2 innings, maybe 3 at the most, depending on their pitch counts and how they do. But
right.
Generally starters don't stay in there for too long, which is just kind of another example of why, like, these stats don't count. Like, really, like, if they were really trying to win, like, Kershaw would be pitching and he'd be going the full goddamn 9.
Well, that's That's the whole point I was trying to make initially, is that if this game supposedly counts for something as important as home field advantage in the World Series, well, by God, every aspect of the game should in fact count. Like, we shouldn't be having decorational players like Ben Zobrist or Addison Russell. Like, I'm sorry, like, I like those players, but they're not the best shortstop and second baseman combination in the National League. So,
No, not at all.
I mean, maybe the fan vote needs to go away entirely, or the fan vote is relegated to those final vote-ins. But at some point, it needs to not be just a popularity contest if the game, in fact, counts. Now, if they do change, what would you suggest, Ryan? Like, do you think the All-Star Game should go back to being just exhibition play, just something fun?
Yes, I do, and I think they should even make it like more of a spectacle. I don't know, like have targets in the home run field. If you hit it, you get extra runs or points or
money, pay bonuses,
something. I mean, just
right?
The whole like make it count and like try to win. Like, no, you're going about it the wrong way. Like, it's an ass backwards kind of thought. Like, you know, make a spectacle out of it. Have like golden balls that are worth extra, or I don't know.
That was a quadruple grand slam.
Why not? Like,
that was 16 runs you just scored there, bud. Maybe, I don't know. You could have
I kind of agree with the whole fan voting kind of being stupid. Like, again, it just doesn't work, you know. Just because a player's popular and is a big market team doesn't mean they deserve to be on the All-Star team.
Well, especially when the game's on the line, when the game counts. That's the problem I'm having. Damn you. So, okay. This game hopefully has some entertainment value. I don't know. It's probably pretty hard to top last night's home run derby, right?
Man, Stanton.
How many did he hit? 61 home runs total? 61 bombs?
24 in the first round, but that wasn't even the exciting part. It was like he had, I think, 20 of 21 of the longest home runs hit of the day. Like, he was just fucking crushing them. And, of course, everything is timed. So he was hitting line drives. Like, some of these other guys, they were hitting these, like, moonshots where it's like, and go. Meanwhile, Stanton has hit 3 home runs in that time that are just, like, missiles that are, like, hurting people's hands as they catch them in the home run. Fucking 450 feet up.
I read a couple of interesting statistics on MLB.com today about specifically since StatCast has been introduced, that he hit essentially the longest home run ever recorded and the fastest exit velocity home run ever recorded. Also, the lowest trajectory angle ever recorded by StatCast.
Well, exactly. That's the line drives. They were all these real low trajectory, just like
clearing the fence.
Boom, boom.
Well, and he was still going into the Western Metal Supply Company building, too.
Heavy metal, baby!
That is heavy metal. You know what? So who's your favorite of those two sluggers? You know, all right, here's my boy Trout. But, like, I mean, again, for power, is Stanton or Harper? Who do you like the most? Whoa!
Power purposes, it's got to be Stanton.
Now, let me ask you this. What of this All-Star game is your most exciting thing? What are you most excited about? Obviously, the home run derby was cool as shit. Stanton's like lifetime home run derby champion. I mean,
right.
What's the big storyline to you? Is there a major snub or something
again, obviously being the D-backs fan, I mean, Andrew Lamb getting Jake Lamb getting snubbed is fucking just awful.
Yeah. Lamb should be there, but
as far as like All-Star Game storylines, like whatever, it's a fucking All-Star Game. Like, congratulations, you got voted in. It's an exhibition game. It's not like, oh, I want to see Cueto go against Trout. That's going to be a great fucking story.
Yeah. All right, so here's a little commentary from James real quick. He is suggesting that fans should vote only on the reserves. And I would agree kind of with that if the game stays intact, where we're talking about, counts for the home field advantage.
Yeah.
But if it goes to much more of an exhibition style where there's fun and games, right? I mean, let the fans vote for whoever. At that point, it should probably be like USA versus the world, much like the Futures game is.
Right.
I mean, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, again, most professional sports, they need to do something to kind of change up their All-Star game. I mean, like, honestly, the Pro Bowl and, Hawaii, that's just
trash.
Worst. Like, even, like, people in Hawaii don't even go out to it. Like, they're giving tickets away.
Yeah, nobody wants to, like. But, see, that's the thing, is that's sad. That should be a great vacation destination situation, and it should be. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's just nobody to go see. It's like you're like fourth and fifth reserves. It's not even. Well, you know what it should be? Is it should be like an American Gladiator style, like goofy pads, or like a flag football game or something.
Well,
so they're not injured and like.
Like I used to really like when they had the quarterback challenge where it'd be like see who could throw it the farthest, and there's like moving targets, and based on like if you get the bullseye on the farther one, you get certain points and all that. I like that a lot. That was always fun to watch.
So it's something more of like a skills competition, something. And again, like a lot of these sports do have pretty weak all-star competitions.
Like the NBA, the All-Star Game, like you can't even watch that. But like the 3-point shootout and the dunk contest, still cool. Pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel the same way about the MLB All-Star Game and like the home run derby. Like,
you're more excited about watching the home run derby.
Everybody loves the fucking long ball. Like, woo!
We like seeing long dongs, big long dongs. So
what was that? You like big long dongs?
Yeah, we like big long dongs. We like the long dongs. Long dongs.
Okay, so we got some good chat on our YouTube channel. Andrew's saying he's fully supportive of Kershaw for the first pick.
Yeah, I'd do that. I did that in a couple of leagues, and certainly did that in a couple of mock drafts.
I mean, Kershaw is his own pitching tier.
Well, right, and then you continue to go with the pitching strategy at that point. I mean, that's what I do. That's what I did.
And J Money's asking if draft right now, would you take Betts before Harper?
No, that would put Betts like early first round.
Well, yeah. I mean, Harper's been kind of slumping and averaging all that great. And Andrew's saying that the Boston lineup puts him over the edge, and J Money agrees. But I'm taking Harper still. The hype train!
The hype train keeps rolling. I mean, Bryce Hyper, right? That's our favorite. That's how we like to talk about him.
Oh, yeah.
So.
All right, so I just posted the link to our hangout on our website, fantasysportsaddicts.com.
Yeah.
So go ahead and go there, find the link in the public chat, and go ahead, join us, hang out.
Andrew, jump in here.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Hey, we got Andrew with us.
What's up, Andrew?
Pretty good. Just enjoying vacation.
Vacation. Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this like a Chevy Chase style vacation? What's going on with that?
No, I'm just staying at my sister's.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ozuna struck out.
Yeah.
How is Ozuna an all-star when Stanton is it?
Ozuna has better stats.
Yeah, better average, better stats all around. Like
Ozuna had a great season.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like
Reverend Nate Dogg won't stop asking me. Like, yeah, all right. So, what would you trade 1-for-1 right now? What would you consider Marcell Ozuna's trade value to be, essentially?
Are we talking dynasty?
No, just
Either.
year.
Either.
Let me think.
I mean, I've got him in both, and people are asking about him in both.
Yeah, I do think he'll have some regression in the second half. but I think he'll still be top 25 rest of the season. I mean, he's been pretty good. I'm looking at players like outfield rank right now, see who would actually
Like, just kind of sell high, buy low, like maybe go for like Sano or even Stanton if someone's tired of Stanton. But I don't think after last night there's no way they're getting Stanton really cheap.
Stanton's probably too late.
Yeah, that window is past. He had the like 2 multiple home run games in the last week, like so Stanton's buy low windows.
That closed. Sorry, it slammed shut on several people's fingers.
I mean,
you can see severed fingers still dancing around on the other side of the window.
No, I wouldn't do this, but if you believe Upton's gonna have his hot streak in the second half, I mean.
Okay, J Money saying Lamb, saying you want to go for Sano.
Game's tied.
Woo! Hosmer 1-1.
All right, so we have a good mix of AL and NL fans. You know?
Yeah, we do.
So I'm curious, who do we want to win tonight?
Absolutely, NL.
We're all rooting for the National League.
Us 3 here are NL for sure. Obviously, J Money and James is going for the NL.
Right.
Baseball is owned and controlled by Freemasons. Do some research. I will. Like, that sounds right up my alley. Freemasons and baseball. Like, why have I not heard this before?
So what does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. Some guy just commented on our YouTube channel.
All right. Well, Tony, if you're still listening, buddy, do you want to jump into this live stream and we could have a conversation about that? Might as well. It's entertaining. So Tony is also saying all sports were invented by Masons. Abner Doubleday was a Mason. Although I've heard on good authority that Abner Doubleday was not actually the inventor of baseball.
He wasn't. I don't remember the guy that was. But.
No, but
whatever. He was able to. I mean, again, Thomas Edison didn't really invent the light bulb. I don't know.
Right. It's all about who gets credit with what happened.
Yeah,
I will say this.
Gets the pattern out and steal someone's idea. There's that one guy like, no.
Well, so that's what I was gonna say. There's a great line from a Twilight Zone episode, and I forget what the context of the episode is, but they're talking about the baseball game on a bar or something like that that's on the TV, and the comment returned to whoever asked this question was, "I'm glad Abner Doubleday saw fit to invent it," and that's my agreement. I'm good with that. And he wants to show us proof. I want to see. All right, so I'm curious about this whole. Like, this is
podcast live stream just got more interesting, didn't it? Like, we got some Illuminati talk going on. Like,
well, he's on his phone. I mean, I don't know. Let's see if we can get him in. Send him the link.
Yeah, we got fucking Predator out there on the mound giving up fucking meatballs. Like, honestly, what the hell is Cueto even being the goddamn NL starting fucking pitcher? Like,
well, he had like five guys.
This is just another example of why like. All-Star Game counting for fucking home field is bullshit. Like,
should not be the case, yeah.
No, like, I mean, Kershaw, Arrieta, like, Max Scherzer.
Well, Kershaw was
put those 3 in and those game over.
Jose Fernandez, Bumgarner, like any of those guys over Cueto.
DeGrom.
Yeah. Woo! We're
getting
dick watching the
All-Star
Game.
Getting dicked watching the All-Star Game. That's what we do. Get dicked! If you want to talk about baseball or Illuminati or whatever the fuck we're talking about now, I don't know.
It's all good. So we got commercial going on right now, All-Star Game. So you want to switch gears and talk a little about the Red Rock or save that for the podcast?
Well, first of all, I want to talk about the Masons real quick.
Okay.
Because I have a Masonic ring. I am a Mason by birthright, so I'm very curious what the issue is here. Am I joined into some sort of, like, crazy secret club I didn't want to be a part of? Or do I really want to be a part of it?
If they got baseball.
Right? I mean, hey, maybe I could own a baseball team.
No, Tom, you can't even own a fucking T-ball team.
Hey, we got 9 people watching right now. So if you got any questions or anything you want to talk about in accordance with this, All-Star Game, which is being thrown by the Masons.
Okay, so who's your fantasy all-stars? Like, who's the players that have, like, saved your teams or made you
My
competitive?
fantasy.
Let's start with Andrew.
Just because of almost universal ownership, I gotta say Rich Hill with how he's done so far.
Yeah, he was an early pickup that worked out real well.
Fair enough.
Obviously, like if we were talking specific leagues, Jose Altuve has been crushing it for me in the Roto League, which has really helped my standings.
Yeah, he's a good ad for sure. Or not ad, but a draft. Like, you're not adding Altuve. For me, I think Jonathan Villar.
True, yeah.
He's been awesome. It's just great. Same thing with Eduardo Nunez. Like, I kind of have actually quite a bit of like both of them in my utility slots. And, like, honestly, one of my biggest surprise players who, like, I refused to add when you still could was Melvin, a.k.a. BJ Upton.
That was the same way.
Like, it's just like, no, I'm not bringing myself to adding fucking Melvin Upton. Just not having it.
Mm-hmm. I got somebody emailing me wanting me to trade them too low for J.P. Crawford.
In a dynasty, you're gonna do that, right?
Oh yeah, I am.
Okay, because I know
my 20 team where we have.
I know
20
in the FSAA dynasty, you actually dropped Tula.
Yeah, I did, which he's been hot lately, but I don't know. I don't miss him.
I'm glad you dropped him because I was the one that added him after you dropped him. I'm just like, fuck it, Tula's worth picking up off the fucking waiver wire, even though I already have like a shit ton of like shortstop and shortstop prospects. But
right, yeah, for me, I don't know. I was just tired of trying to juggle shortstops because I had a lot of shortstops on my team too, and I'll take Diaz over Tulo any day.
Did you watch the Futures game, All-Star?
I didn't. I should have, but I didn't.
Oh yeah, no, it was it's pretty awesome. The Alex Bergman like started off and like he was gonna be the MVP. Like he was a home run away from the cycle, and then 8th inning, Moncada hit like a 2 or 3 home run jack.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went on and scored like 8 runs, but it was good. I got to see Reyes pitch, which was always a plus.
Actually, a trade I did in a different 20-team league with deep rosters, I did trade Tulo. I traded Tulo and Adam Jones for Bregman, J.P. Crawford, and Aledmus Diaz. So I did get some value there for Tulo.
Yeah, I mean, again, Tulo and Adam Jones, I was able to add both those guys in different leagues off of the free agent wire.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that just kind of shows where, like, at this point in their careers, like, they're going to be fringe fantasy players. Like, yes, they still are going to have value and are going to be pretty much universally owned unless, like, you're in a shallow league that you'll never find me in.
And
fuck that.
2 years ago, even with the stats he has now, Tulo would have been way more valuable. It's just the shortstop position now.
Yeah, the shortstop position has just gotten deeper and deeper. Okay, and J Money's mentioning Fulmer and Myers.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk about Fulmer, man. That's my biggest regret out of anybody I've dropped. Like, cause I almost universally owned him, and then I just dropped him in almost every league.
That hurts, because what was it? His second start was the start where he got hit, and that was like the only start he's gotten hit in?
No, I think he got hit in his first 3, and then between him and Sean Manai, I was like, well, I'm done with rookie pitchers, and just kind of dropped him.
Okay. Yeah, I was able to get Fulmer in a Dynasty League, which, like, again, thank you, fantasy gods! Woo!
I still have Fulmer in J.D. Balla's league, but I think that's the only place I own him.
But is he still even going to make your keeper league?
No, not that small of a...
Yeah. That's kind of what I figured.
Mm-hmm. Fernandez is not grouping into Ortiz.
Nope. This is good pitching, or a good matchup right here.
He's throwing fastballs, but not 90.
Okay, for fuck's sakes.
Oh, that's it for Ortiz.
Yeah.
That's it.
Look at the elevation.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. What a sight. I still hope he comes back, though, somehow.
He's done. Yeah. But at the same time...
What?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying we got a lot of chat on the YouTube page right now. And
nice.
on the website, just want to tell everybody real quick, go to our website, fantasysportsaddicts.com. And if you want to join in conversation anytime we're not live streaming or having a mock draft or yelling at each other or having a podcast, right? That's where we all hang out. You can get some good fantasy advice from Andrew from Fantasy 8. He was on with us earlier. He'll be back later. We've also got James, Cubs fan James, so good stuff. And, of course, we're joined right now by our good buddy J.D. Balla.
Always appreciated.
Balling it. Okay, whoa, you guys, this is executive producer J Money has stepped in.
What's going on?
Oh
okay,
my
God. Okay, hang on, you guys. All right, what's going on is we've been given a donation for the live stream.
Oh, nice.
Woo!
There's been a call. A call has been made. Executive producer has donated $15 and suggests that Tony Gunk will join us live momentarily. And we're going to talk about a little bit of, we're going to talk about the, the Mason stuff, and the, he wants to teach us a little bit, but let's try to keep it, all right, we're not going to turn it into a conspiracy theory channel or anything like that, but what I want to talk to him about is he started talking about the whole Masons and baseball. I'd like to hear that aspect of it, if we could. Is that reasonable? You know?
Right.
I don't want to get too conspiracy theory, but again, this is hour 3. This is where we would have Bronson and James taking a shit, and you know what I mean. So, like, Tony, if you're listening, buddy, like, let's get you in here. We'll get you the link here, and definitely would love to have a little conversation here because hey, our buddy J Money Smooth. No, so he's saying he's not a troll. He's not trolling anybody, but yeah, you're not taking over the stream. Just jump in as a guest for a little bit, and give us the piece about baseball. You can hear about it. This is what it is, man. It's All-Star Game. We're just a bunch of sports fans. Everybody's talking sports. But okay, so now we got Tony. He won't join the stream. Tony, join the stream, buddy. We want to actually hear what you have to say. This is hour 3. We call it hour 3. Anytime it's hour 3, just anything goes. We'll say whatever the fuck we want. Like
Open bar, man. Open bar.
Open bar, open mics. You know, like only thing I'll ask is that it stays somehow closely connected to sports if possible. And also, friendly. We're friendly. We're friendly addicts. You can't get into a fist fight at an AA meeting, okay? So I want to hear about I still want to hear about this baseball Masons thing, if we could. I'm curious about that. Like, that's just not something I've ever heard in relation to the sport of baseball. So I'd like to hear, just how that all relates and how that plays out, just as a matter of curiosity.
One of our best friends is like a huge conspiracy dude. So like we hear a lot of shit, but like I haven't heard anything about baseball.
Well, and that's actually very topically relevant, considering we're here watching the All-Star Game, and again, you're not going to hear this on any other fantasy sports channel.
No, you won't. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good.
Cool.
So
it's my first time doing this.
Thing. Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for joining us.
All right, well, basically, I don't know it all. I'm just giving some of the things that I've learned along the way.
Of course.
And it's really simple. Let me start off by prefacing what I say. The guy who invented what I'm about to tell you, his name was Pythagoras. You guys all, I'm sure, have heard of Pythagoras, right?
Of course.
With the Pythagoras theorem.
Yes, the guy that invented a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's the Pythagorean theorem.
Yes.
Shit like that. The musical scale.
Pay attention.
He invented the musical scale and a bunch of other things that we still use today.
Triads.
And when I first heard about this stuff too, I didn't take it seriously either. But it kind of made sense because I've always noticed things in sports where people would make errors in such a crunch time, like errors that high schoolers and little leaguers don't make. But these professional athletes that get paid millions of dollars make these mistakes. And this helps connect the dots. Okay? So it's really simple. This method is called gematria, okay? And it's the practice of coding words into numbers. Baseball is a game of numbers, and it's played and fixed by the numbers.
Absolutely.
And it's not just sports. It's everything. It's the news. It's everything is coded with this system of numerology, okay? And real simple. Major League Baseball plays 162 games, and I have no fucking clue why. I've been a baseball fan my entire life, played Little League, high school, and some college even, and I never understood it. But if you take major, the word major, M is the 15th letter of the alphabet, or the 13th letter of the alphabet. And if you guys want to add this up on your calculator or whatever with me, you can. But basically, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, all the way down to Z, which is 26, right?
Right.
And the only other system I've seen this ever used before in my life is in, like, gangs. Gangs use the same type of coding.
Right.
Like the steak sauce, A1, like it's literally A1. It's because A is the first letter of the alphabet, it's A1. But anyway, if you take major, M is the 13th letter, A is the first, J is the 10th, O is the 15th, and R is the 18th. You add that up, and then you take league. L is the 12th, E is the 5th, A is the 1st, G is the 7th, and so on, all the way, and you get this number, and you add them all up, and Major League Baseball equals 162.
Really?
Okay, and it's
that's awesome, mind blowing.
That's fucking cool, dude.
It is awesome, and it's totally mind blowing, and it's not just with baseball; it's with football too. If you add up football, football equals 83.
Okay.
83 is the most important draft class, right? 83 draft class, right? And it's why Tom Brady's birthday is on 8/3, August 3rd. Peyton Manning's birthday is the 83rd day of the year. Like Vince, the Pentagon. The Pentagon is on the 77th meridian. The Pentagon is 77 feet tall. The Pentagon was hit by Flight 77 on 9/11, and that Flight 77 was in the air for exactly 77 minutes.
Wow.
Weird stuff. Really weird stuff. Just like America. You could do the same thing with America. America, if you add it all up, it equals 50. Like 50 states. If you take the word conspiracy, it's very convenient. If you take the word conspiracy and you do the same thing to it, it equals 51. Like Area 51. Like conspiracy. Everything that we know of is coded in this language. And I want to talk about the World Series last year real quick, and then I'll let you guys tell me what you think.
Okay.
Okay. Last year, the World Series was the 111th World Series. And it was played on November 1st. It was played by the New York Mets. New York in gematria equals 111. And the Royals were also in it because the Queen of England's birthday is the 111th day of the year. And on the 111th pitch of the deciding game was when the whole entire game got broke open when the Royals made that double or whatever and they started scoring. On the pitcher, number 33.
Okay.
It's ridiculous, and everything is coded like this. Let me give you another example. The opening kickoff to the NFL playoffs last year was a kickoff return for a touchdown by Niles Davis.
Yeah.
If you take Niles Davis and do this to his name, it equals 104 or 108. However many yards the kickoff was for a touchdown, if it was a 108-yard kickoff return, then his name equals 108. I'm not sure which one it is. It's either 108 or 104. And over and over.
Now, is there some sort of I don't know what it is, a philosophical theory out there about just math?
I just want sources. Like, I don't want to like disbelieve you, but
that's the thing is
we're
you
not
can
good
look
at
all
mathematical math.
right, but you can do this on your own. This is something that you can do on your own. See, I just have pencil and paper here, and I just write down the alphabet, and you just.
I know we're lazy and we drink a lot and Tom smokes too much.
I was gonna say
That's how
I
it's
follow
so
what he's
easily-
doing here.
No, again, I'm not doubting him or believing him. I'm sure he's done the math.
The mathematical math.
I'm
like
not
Bronson
good
would.
at that.
All right. Well, what I want to say though is like I wonder if there's just some sort of like philosophical principle or theory out there where like that's just the way like life is. Numbers repeat, things like that. Like, is there some sort of guiding principle?
But the thing is, they use. Let me give you an example. They use the same numbers over and over and over, which is the shit kicker. Like the number 44.
Okay.
The word kill. K is the 11th letter of the alphabet. I is the 9th. L is the 12th. L is the 12th. It equals 44.
Huh.
That's why Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on April 4th. That's why the guy that killed Malcolm X got 44 years. You know what I'm saying? It's just the same shit over and over and over. Like the number 93. The number 93 is very important. Our country was established in 1776. 17 plus 76 equals 93. The sun is supposedly 93 million miles away. The Twin Towers were hit by Flight 93. It's a lot of fucking shit, man, with the same numbers over and over and over.
That's like, I don't know, man. That's. I would like to see that. I would actually like to see that in more baseball related. Like,
right.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I just if things really do have some sort of weird connection like that, which. I mean, those are just interesting facts generally.
Right.
But I'd like to see though, like the way it repeats within the game of baseball and how like that would affect stats. Like baseball obviously is a game of stats. Then you could come up with some sort of stat. It seems like to track those numbers that you're talking about. That would be cool as hell. Like.
Right.
I'm just thinking as a stats nerd.
Well,
here,
I mean,
basically.
there's really no proof to it. You know what I'm saying? You just have to use your brain and your heart. And when I see, like I was saying on the chat, when Chris Bryant, one of the hottest players in the game, the National League Rookie of the Year, all of a sudden he just fucking forgets how to play baseball. Ball at third, and then he's trying to turn a double play, and he throws it, and the ball goes over Rizzo's head, and then the very next play, the ball's hit to left field, and Coughlin or Schwarber dives head first, and the motherfucker rolls to the wall.
Oh,
you can just see it. You can just see it, man, and you can feel it. If you played it and you love the game, you just fucking know it, dude. Something's not right.
Well, I mean, that could just be pressure, right? Couldn't that just be like? I mean, I don't know.
But when all the
handling
players,
the pressure.
But when all the players are Masons and there's a fucking Masonic square and compass right on the pitcher's mound and the announcers are Masons and all the sponsors are in, you know what I'm saying? It's just.
All right. So explain the Mason connection. Like, explain that within the context of the game of baseball, if you would.
Well, because from my research, George Halas, Abner Doubleday, Dr. James Naismith, all the people that invented these major sports are all in
these
on
are
it.
the founders of baseball.
Right.
Okay.
Just like the
Right.
founding fathers of our country, just like the first guy that supposedly walked on the moon. You can't go into space unless you're in it, in the group.
Sure. Okay.
And people grow up thinking, oh, I can present go to the moon, and I can do this, and I can do that, but you got to do this shit. You got to make these weird-ass hand symbols with your fingers so that motherfuckers know you're in on it. Watch the NFL Network. They're all wearing purple. Watch Fox NFL Today. They're all wearing purple.
Okay.
They're all holding their hands like this because they're all in on it. Everybody but us. We ain't in on it.
Well, can we get in on it?
Yeah, you can sell out and be a part of it. That's the only way you're going to make it big.
That works for me. So I just gotta go like this and wear purple all the time?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
Black and white. The black and white checkerboard, yeah.
All right. Well, wait. So is there like an entry fee or like? I mean, all right. So no shit. All right. Here's a legit. My mom's dad, my grandfather. I never knew the guy really. He died. He lived in England. He'd been incarcerated. I don't know. Weird long story. Bunch of different wives. When he died, he left his Masonic ring. I don't know like what the fuck his role within the Masonic organization was. But there was a whole bunch of his Mason buddies at this funeral, and they were all talking to me about, like, yeah, he wanted you to be part of this, and I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. And so, like, supposedly, the ring I've got sitting around, like, I never knew what the fuck it was for. It's like some sort of entrance to something. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? You know what I mean? What do I do with something like that? Is that a good thing?
You show it to a police officer when you get pulled over next time. You probably let you go.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'll try that. I might have to try that. Well, I mean, is there like is it like The Simpsons where that's like the stone cutters? You know, like if you got your car.
Right. Yeah. That's actually you're right onto it. A lot of the truth comes from cartoons and movies and shit that people take as fiction.
Okay.
There's truth in movies and it's fake in the news.
And I'm sure Simpsons, they struck straight all the time.
Yeah, Simpsons, Family Guy, all that. There's even a Simpsons episode where they're playing baseball and the dude hits it so high that it goes in, it shatters the dome and the water starts pouring down out from the sky. It's a flat Earth joke.
Okay.
But
Nice.
that's a different argument.
Okay. That is true. That's a different argument. Well,
You know anything about what about the end of Super Bowl a few years ago when the Seahawks threw that interception?
Where
The
they didn't give
Patriots
the ball to
Lynch.
fucking...
Yeah.
The one
like-
that started on the league.
Yeah, did you guys have any weird feelings about the ending of that game?
I just
I
thought it was
just thought
bad
it was a poor
coaching.
coaching choice.
Yeah. Other than the
Well,
fact that the coach
did
fucked
you-
up.
Did you know that was the first time all year that they didn't give the ball
Yeah.
to Marshawn Lynch in that situation?
Yeah.
And did you know that it was also the first time that year that the Patriots played Malcolm Jenkins in that position? In that situation of the game? That's kind of weird.
Because they
It's a
They
weird
have-
situation generally.
Well, I know Marshawn Lynch's stats in that situation actually weren't all that good. But I still disagree because they still had a fucking play to give away. Like, they didn't need to throw the ball right there. They could have fucking ran
Yeah, it was on
and
second
then
down, wasn't
passed
it?
Yeah, it was on second down. So, like,
Right, that's the whole
passing
thing.
it, yeah.
Russell Wilson, I believe, wears number 12, and he was 12 of 21 on that pass. It was 21 seconds to go, I believe. It was second down and 1 from the 1. I mean, it's just all these 2s and 1s is just kind of weird to me, too. Once you break it down.
Are you
Break it down.
are you into numerology and shit like that? Then?
I mean,
Like-
not really. I mean, I just found out about this a couple years ago.
Okay.
You know,
I'm
I'm
curious.
just.
Like,
Who gets to play this off the bats? Who keeps the Martian?
nice.
Damn it, it keeps cutting out. We do.
They keep holding back that electric car.
It keeps cutting out. Oh, well, I just played a second of it. So
Well, that was pretty fun.
we're going to get a copyright infringement. I don't care.
Probably will. Whatever. Always getting those copyright
What?
infringements. So, all right. So,
Bans and infringements and everything.
are you watching this game tonight, Tony? Are you watching the?
I watched the first couple innings.
What's your baseball team? What team do you root for?
I like the Rangers in the American League, and I like the Cubs in the National League.
Okay.
Good teams to like right now, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So you play any fantasy sports?
No, I don't anymore because I'm just not into it like I was.
That's the thing that we've kind of experienced. Like some of our long-term best managers, they just kind of, I don't know, outgrew it, or just life happens.
Yeah, and eventually people just drop out. But we're all hardcore fucking addicts. We're just we're talking about our teams tonight. We're talking about players here. It's all good.
Oh yeah, man! I appreciate you guys having me on here.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for joining us. We'll I don't know. What do we do? We should transfer around here. Should we switch up, Brian?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, Tony. That sure was mathematically enlightening. I hope Bronson gets to see that. He loves his math, so.
Yeah. That's like taking pre-cal or something. I was just kind of trying to follow along and do the math. I was okay, tell me what the numbers are.
Yeah. But I wonder if there is. I do wonder. Is there some sort of statistic that can be applied to that? That's.
Again, if I get bored, I might actually go back and look at all that shit.
Right.
Well, I was gonna say, Major League Baseball or whatever, 162. That's funny.
Right.
But to me, that's just kind of one of those,
coincidences.
Yeah, coinky dinkies.
Yeah. I guess I'm just not a conspiracy kind of guy, but it kind of seems like if you really want to, you can make anything into anything that you want to make it into.
Yeah, you can kind of well, I mean, again, it's just how much are you willing to go out on a limb and try to draw comparisons that may or may not naturally be there. You know what I mean? I'm a healthy skeptic myself of everything. You asked me about aliens. When I was a kid, all I wanted to believe in was aliens. I'm like Fox Mulder, but now it's you know what I mean? Why would aliens be coming all the way over here to unless honestly it's like that X-Files episode where they just want to play some baseball. Right? The best X-Files episode ever. I love that episode.
I don't care. I mean, this live stream is already a goddamn success. Best goddamn live stream ever. Woo!
You think so? That good?
Yeah, just because, again, it's one of those things that's not going to happen again.
Strange shit does happen around here, though.
It was fun.
All right. On that note, Fantasy Gods. You gonna help me out here, James?
No, I'm gonna leave it to the expert. Or sorry,
okay.
the addict.
Yeah, thank you. Better. Fantasy Gods. Oh, that hurt. Please grant me the serenity to stop having nosebleeds and heart conditions. The courage to ad drop and go to the hospital aggressively. And the wisdom to get out of the hospital enough time to come back home and do a live stream for 4 hours with a bunch of kick-ass fantasy sports addicts from fantasysportsaddicts.com. And you can always hit them up on Twitter at letter F, letter S, word double letter A, FSAA. I'd like to thank J Money Smooth. Thank you, Justin. Kind donation. Our executive producer brought in a good guest. We had our buddy Tony with the baseball mathematical conspiracy theories, an hour 2 or 3. I don't know. That was awesome. Love having guests. That's what we do. Of course, James, thank you for closing it out with me.
Yeah, no problem.
Andrew joined us. Joe from Fantasy Aid at Fantasy Aid 1 on Twitter. Thank you guys. And anytime you want, hit that donate button on YouTube, or if you want to be given a shout out in the podcast and the videos, go to iTunes, leave us a review. Thank you so much. And tell us about your favorite part or least favorite part of the All-Star Game in the comments down below. Thank you. Everyone have a great night. Woo!
Later.
Back to the fantasy. Seriously, I'm sick of this week off bullshit.